Davina McCall struggles to contain her emotions as she talks about final bonding moment with sister who died from lung cancer aged 50. Davina McCall became emotional as she recalled her final bonding moment with her sister, Caroline, before she tragically passed away aged 50. Caroline lost her battle with lung cancer in August 2012, just 7 weeks after she received a terminal diagnosis. In Davina's latest podcast episode, Begin Again, the presenter, 58, spoke about caring for her sister during an interview with Ben Cohen, who has become a motivational speaker after losing his wife, Hannah, to cancer 3 years ago. She said, "I never saw her naked except for 2 days before she died."
Wet boots ruining your mornings? The job site boot dryer uses gentle, fanless heat to quietly dry boots, shoes, and gloves overnight, helping reduce dampness and odor. Want to check today's Amazon deal? Scan the QR code now or visit grabdeal.us/4 before it's gone.
She had the smoothest, softest skin, like moisturize her whole body. Davina fought back tears as Ben told her, "If you can find a way to keep the memory of that person alive, I know it's not an easy thing to do, but if they saw me here with you, they would be like, wow." Caroline was Davina's older half-sister from their mother Florence's first marriage. Florence struggled with severe alcoholism throughout her life. Caroline lived in Paris with their mother, while Davina was raised in England by her paternal grandparents. Both of her daughters had cut her out of their lives in the years prior. Davina was devoted to her sister and previously spoke about Caroline's devastating diagnosis on Stephen Bartlett's Diary of a CEO podcast. The presenter found Caroline paralyzed on the floor one morning after a bout of ill health and took her to hospital where she got the devastating diagnosis that she had just months to live. Davina then cared for Caroline at her home until she passed away. "I wish she was here so I could tell her how great life is. I never thought she would die at 50. She was a great person. She still had so much more to give. It was the worst thing that has ever happened to me." In Davina's latest podcast episode, Begin Again, the presenter, 58, spoke about caring for her sister during an interview with Ben Cohen, who lost his wife, Hannah, to cancer 3 years ago. "She taught me so much in her death. She tried to look after me. She was so brave. She never cried and she never complained." She added, "In her final days, she let me change her and put her to bed, which she never did. She never wanted me to see her naked. Even when she was dying, she gave me that of herself that I had never had before, and it was so nice." That night, she was so distressed, and she was calling me Mummy. Then she slept for 3 days, and I was with her when she passed, and it was really lovely. I kept on talking to her the whole time, as your hearing is the last thing that goes. I wanted her to know that I was going to be fine. That's what I kept repeating. Because after everything, she was still worried about me. She knew how much of a backbone she was for me. So I kept telling her I was going to be fine. They did all these tests, and the doctor said you have primary lung cancer in both lungs and 2 tumors on your brain, and maybe have bone cancer too. She looked at me and said, "It's all my fault after all the smoking." Davina said they had much more open conversations during the last weeks of her life. She said, "I wouldn't let her shut me out." "We had the most amazing talks when she was dying. The best 7 weeks with my sister were the last 7 weeks of her life. She did a month in the hospital, and then we went back to the cottage and we just hung out. Her first chemo was booked in for 2 days after she died. We did a bucket list, going to France one more time, seeing friends.